Hey folks, I think you know there are two ways to learn things. Number one, you can learn through your own personal experiences. All right? Number two, you can learn from others. Okay? I had an interesting week. Okay, the last 7 days have been pretty wild for me and have caused me to spend an enormous amount of time in reflection. And I thought I'd share those experiences and those reflections with you today. And they're very important, okay? Critical, I think, for everybody to learn these lessons as soon as possible. You're going to learn them. It's a matter of when, okay? And I've got 6 lessons, okay? So first of all, the experiences this week. Number one, I drove my parents, who are 85 and 87. I drove them to Orlando, Florida, which was 950 miles one way. 14 hours, took 2 days to get down. We came back in 1 day, actually. They are in decent health, but not great. My mom's a little slower than my dad. That's no secret. But my dad's childhood cousin and best friend passed away. And they've known each other their whole lives. They lived a few miles from each other. All kinds of crazy stories about growing up, first, second, third grade. This gentleman was in my dad's class all through grade school, all through high school, all through college. Okay, so just an interesting experience. Spent, just being part of my parents' life for 4 full days. What do they prioritize? What do they focus on? What makes them happy? What makes them sad? What do they think about? Just interesting, and I got those lessons below. By the way, this family friend was a fire chief in Orlando, and the funeral was full fire department. Were wearing there were probably 30 people there wearing their dress outfits and not outfits, uniforms. They looked great. It was very moving to attend that. The second experience this week is I had a family friend that I grew up with die, and he was the dad at age 81. His name was Tony. I have the showing tomorrow at the funeral home, but I went camping with Tony and his family. I went fishing. He taught me how to fish. He was a big bass fisherman. He was a scuba diver. He drove the Boy Scout bus. I was a Boy Scout for 6 years. Unfortunately, didn't make Eagle Scout, but Tony was a very big part of my childhood. He died at 81. Number 3 experience, my best friend from kindergarten. This is all in the same week, by the way. I'm not making this up. All this week. His name is Tim. I went to kindergarten with Tim. We did not go to the same grade school, but we were best friends. Every minute of the summer, every minute after school, we were together. We didn't have cell phones. We didn't have video games. We didn't have cable TV. When you were home from school, you were outside. When it was a snow day, you were outside. When it was summer, you were outside. And I was with Tim. And he suffered a heart attack yesterday, 59. Now, he's going to be okay. He's going to have some bypass surgery. But 59, heart attack. I can't say Tim was in great shape, but he wasn't in bad shape. Pretty normal, I would say, shape. The fourth experience, yesterday, we attended a family friend wedding. This was close friends of ours. Their kids grew up with our kids. Their daughter got married. It was a magical event in Indianapolis. Fantastic, starting their life together. All of this in 1 week, okay? So, I experienced life of the elderly. I experienced death. I experienced health issues with a close friend, very close friend of mine, and then the birth of 2 lives together, all in just a couple days. Lessons. Number 1, okay? Don't put off living until retirement. Hey, folks, live your life when you're 25, you're 35, you're 45. Live your life. I'm not saying waste money. I'm not saying buy a bunch of things. Have a budget and save, but don't put everything off. Don't work 16 hours a day, 7 days a week so that you can retire at 55. You may not make it to 55, and your loved ones along, that are coming along that journey with you may not live till 55. So give your kids those experiences. Have those with your wife or your friends. Live your life. It's unknown how long your retirement's going to be, and what limited actions are you going to be able, activities are you going to be able to participate in retirement. A lot of folks are retiring at 67, 68, 69. Realistically, are you going to, climb that mountain? You're going to swim that ocean? You're going to go water skiing? You're going to go on a hike? You're going to hike the Grand Canyon or something like that? Don't overestimate how healthy your retirement is going to be, especially as you get into your 70s and 80s, okay? Let's see. Number 2, working one more year. Common theme I've had. Folks, full retirement age in the United States is considered to be 67 for most people that are viewing this. It's kind of progresses up to 67. How many years you got left? So many people are saying, hey, Joe, I'm making so much money. The job's not that hard. I'm going to work till I'm 69. Folks, you're giving away your healthiest, youngest year and the only year you're going to get. How healthy are you going to be at 75? So if you work till you're 69, you may have 6 years of controlling your own schedule. When are you going to stop exchanging time for money? When you have enough money, I'll just share what I did. Whenever my math worked, I retired, okay? I perhaps could have retired a couple years earlier if I had to do it all over again, but I did retire at 54, and, I'm happy with that. But working one more year, folks, this week has taught me you don't have tomorrow promised. And your 80s are certainly not guaranteed, and they're not guaranteed healthy, and they're not guaranteed to be active, okay? So working one more year, I think it's a mistake to think that your 80s are just, hey, if they're great active years, good for you. Your odds are not in your favor. They're not in my favor. Number 3, that's Kaiser next door, German Shepherd. Number 3, stop comparing. When I was with my mom and dad driving down, and we attended the funeral in Orlando, no one cares about the car you drive, the clothes you're wearing, the house you live in. Nobody cares. All this stuff that people buy for to impress other people, nobody cares. Stop buying stuff, okay? Stop buying stuff. My mom and dad didn't care if somebody had 10 million versus, their net worth, and it's not 10 million, and not even close to that. But they're happy. And I think part of the reason they're happy is they don't care what other people think, and they don't compare, okay? Number 4, relationships are all that matters at the end. When we're around the funeral home, we're talking at the showing, we're telling stories. Nobody was on their phone. Nobody was on their phone checking Facebook, checking Twitter. Everybody was talking about the stories of the past. That's what matters in the end, okay? That's what matters in the end, relationships. How are you doing on relationships? How am I doing on relationships? That's the reflection, okay? I know it sounds at times like I'm lecturing. These are lessons for me that I'm sharing with you. Lessons for me, I'm sharing with you, okay? So take what you want, throw them away, say I'm wrong, okay? These are lessons that I want to remember. Get off the phone, okay? I know you're on the phone right now listening to this, but if you're on YouTube learning something, hey, I think that's good, but make sure if there's somebody in the room with you, you're not on the phone. When you're out to dinner, get off the phone. When you're sitting on the couch and there's somebody across the room, get off the phone, okay? Number 5, One of the questions I've been asked a lot in the comments is do I regret retiring so early? I'm 59 now. I retired at 54. And this question puzzles me, actually. I could not imagine myself continuing to work. The last 5 years have been great. It's been a roller coaster of emotion at times, but now I've settled into retirement and I control what I do every single day, who I'm spending time with. That freedom is insane. And the things I'm able to do, like drive to Florida with my mom and dad for 4 days. I wouldn't have been able to do that if I was working. I'm not even sure if my mom and dad would have been able to go. They couldn't have gone by themselves. Somehow they would have had to get down there, and I was delighted to go with them. I got more out of it than they did, I think. I just really enjoyed the 4 days with them. So my biggest challenge in retirement is what I'm going to say no to. It is very easy to have a full day. Extremely easy. I'm extroverted. You can tell I got a YouTube channel here, but I've got so many things I'm involved in. It's rare that a week goes by that I don't tell somebody no on something. I don't like to have a packed schedule, but I don't like to have 2 or 3 things to do in a day either. My goal is to have one thing to do every day. And that may be an hour, maybe 2 hours, maybe all day. Tomorrow, for example, I'm painting a habitat house. I'm on the paint crew. I think I've told you that before. So number 6, and here's a big lesson, and this has got an action in it for me, okay? You do whatever you want. You better be healthy going into your 80s, or they're gonna be short and rough, okay? You better be healthy. My mom and dad went to the gym every day. They swim, they lift weights. They have a house with stairs in it, and they're slow, but their peer group, a lot of them, let's face it, are dead. Their peer group is dead. So they're the lucky ones. They're the healthy ones, but they're really, really slowing down and limited on what they do. They don't want to travel to Europe anymore. They don't want to travel more than a couple hours. My dad can still drive, on a 3-4 hour trip pretty easily, but a 14-hour trip is not in his wheelhouse. We'd probably end up calling the state police, okay? But focusing on your health. I am doing that. This is my biggest challenge. I've always exercised, always lifted weights, always done cardio work, but my biggest challenge is food. And what I've been doing, I'm down about 30 pounds from when I retired, okay? But I was down 15 more. I was down a total of 45 pounds about 2 years ago. I was really focused. I lost a little bit of that, and I'm trying to get back. So what am I doing? A week ago, I started eating 2 meals a day. So I have a meal about 10 to 11 a.m. and then a meal about 4 to 5 p.m. I eat till I'm full, and then I have no snacks in between, and that's actually not too hard. No snacks at night. That's been my Achilles heel. Grabbing some popcorn, grabbing some, second supper, right? Anybody know what second supper is? But 2 meals a day has been working good for me. And then the other thing is I only drink water, okay? So the last 8 days, I've had nothing to drink but water. No tea, no soft drinks, no beer, no alcohol, nothing, just water. And I'm gonna keep you posted on how this goes. Less lows and highs. I can tell I'm feeling more, my just how I feel physically has been more consistent through the day. And I think that's related to drinking water. I really think it is. I used to drink probably 3, sometimes 4 soft drinks a day. And then the other drinks would be maybe some water with like a Mio energy squirt in it of orange or raspberry or something like that. 100% water now. I think it's clearing my mind, and I know that I feel better physically, but I'm just 8 days in, so I'll keep you posted on that. But I'm telling you, you've got to be in great shape going into your 80s if you think you're going to have some good times in your 80s. You're going to like the relationships that you have in the 80s, but if you think you're going to go to Florida, you're going to go on that cruise, you're going to do all these things, you better be in good shape. And I'm at 59. I'm 59 years old. Sorry. And that's a big part of what my focus is every day is, am I eating healthy? Am I drinking healthy? Am I exercising? So if you can't do that because you're working one more year, not only are you giving up that year, but you're giving up that year of your health journey too, which could be bigger, have a bigger impact on what your retirement's like. So, hey, those are 6 lessons from my week. It's been a roller coaster week. I don't normally have weeks like this, but it's had my mind spinning, and I've had a lot of conversations with my wife, brothers and sisters, and my son. My son was with me at this wedding. So, all right, there you go, 6 lessons. Show out.